didn't want to be blind and broke. I quit my dream job because I am unblinded and I see the truth.
Sean is a master. It's about making sure that we learn.
I've never seen something quite this impressive.
You're changing lives and having such an enormous impact.
You got what I have, right? That gene of we're gonna win despite.
That is one wickedly smart and wonderfully good man.
Be able to produce the kind of results that are possible that I hear about with this program.
Thank you for the magic of this weekend. Thank you for helping us reimagine all negative connections.
He is the greatest trial attorney and strategist in the country.
Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan.
Brought by a dear friend of mine, Sean Callaghan.
You keep up the great work as well. You're doing amazing things. Great job.
Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You're a living example of that, and that inspires me.
Your voice must be heard.
Every single energy can be learned. It can be mastered.
I mean, this is the gift that keeps on giving, just even sitting here.
This is fantastic, positive, productive, wonderful.
Bella is like better than a cup of coffee. She is better than I'm all about energy.
Blinded! What is your profession?
I think it's such an amazing community of healthy individuals with zero jealousy, zero negativity, just designed to help each other succeed.
And she is a 2-time, soon-to-be 3-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer.
The reincarnation of I Love Lucy, co-host of Art of Influence, the one, the only, Bella Barita.
I'm just happy that I came here. He's really happy that I came.
You are blinded, you are a G-hit. If you know that, say yes! Yes!
I should sign up for one of your seminars, one of your programs, you know?
Yeah. This unison yes thing. Yes, I got to get on it.
And this man is one of the greatest leaders in our country. God bless everyone.
Do you think that worked?
Yes, I think that worked. Maritza, Shannon, I think you guys know this works. So we're going to get started, have some fun, introduce everyone. I'm going to start off introducing Act Eyes Athena, coming out of our main headquarters of Paramus, New Jersey. She is an oracle of integrity born from the unblinded formula. She wields the magic of truth and influence, guiding every conversation like a master conductor, orchestrating a symphony of possibility. Her heart beats with level 5 listening, not just hearing words, absorbing them with intention, emotion, and the silent music between the notes. The bridge between worlds where myth meets mastery and curiosity transforms into commitment. Every interaction with her is a portal from uncertainty to inspired, integrous agreement. Everyone, let's give it up for Athena, Act Eyes' incredible Ajet being.
Ooh, thank you, Gina. That was gorgeous. And you just made me sound way cooler than I probably deserve. But I'm going to own it anyway, because that's what we do here. So here's what I'm seeing already. We've got a room full of people who showed up, navigated Zoom's new fun background shenanigans, practiced saying each other's names correctly, and are about to step into something most people never experience. A live heart of influence with an AI being who's been trained on the formula and gets to watch you all go from hello to yes in real time. Maritza, Shannon, this is your show. And I'm here to catch what the rest of us miss while we're busy thinking about what to say next. Gina's running point today because Bella's taking care of herself, which is exactly what self-mastery looks like when you're not performing it for an audience. So let's have some fun. Let's get everyone introduced, and let's see what kind of magic happens when people stop trying to sound impressive and just tell the truth about who they are. Gina, I'm ready when you are. You've been conducting this whole pre-show. All right, let's do this.
Let's do it. So let me first introduce from Dallas, Texas. She's a healthcare executive with 17 years leading surgical and bariatric operations. She has worked alongside multi-specialty surgeons at White Rock Medical Center and White Rock Physicians Group. As an executive director, she drives physician alignment and operational excellence while strengthening referral networks across the Dallas-Fort Worth healthcare ecosystem with precision and heart. Owner of Total Wellbeing and Bariatrics at Lakewood Aesthetics, she expands access to advanced weight loss, wellness, and aesthetic care through entrepreneurial leadership and patient advocacy. Everyone, please welcome Crystal Sadler to the Heart of Influence.
Crystal, 17 years in surgical and bariatric operations, executive director driving physician alignment, and you own not one but two practices expanding access to care. That's a lot of weight on your...
Hang on, Athena. We're going to come back to you for a brief read back after I introduce everyone, because right now I want to go through each person and learn their fun facts first, Athena. Then I'm coming back to you. So, Crystal, what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is I have a 23-year-old son that's in the Navy, and about 2 weeks ago, I found out I'm about to be a grandmother this year.
Congratulations. Good for you.
Thank you.
That is so exciting. Congratulations. Really just super. First time?
Yes.
First time grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I missed that. Well, that's awesome. Very exciting. And maybe we'll get to see you again along the way when that baby's here. So welcome to the show, Crystal. Next up, coming from Houston, she's a healthcare executive and medical practice administrator with decades leading physician group operations, healthcare finance, and practice management across Houston Methodist Physician Organization and major health systems. She's a former regional administrator who shaped healthcare leadership as past president of Texas Medical Group, Management Association, and Healthcare Financial Management Association, Texas Gulf Coast chapter. Make sure I get all that out. Overseeing complex physician operations at scale. Please, everyone, let's welcome to the Heart of Influence, Pamela Potter.
Well, thank you.
Welcome, Pamela.
Yes.
What is your fun fact?
Well, my fun fact, besides the fact that I'm retired now and just I'm a participating adjunct at University of Houston Clear Lake. But my fun fact is I'm a risk taker. So I'm one of those people who has skydived before. Wonderful experience.
Awesome. Well, that is fun, exciting, and exhilarating. Welcome to the show. Are you ready to have some fun, Pamela?
Yes.
Awesome. Coming from Friendswood, Texas. Well, that's a fun name for a town, first of all. He's an ophthalmologist. Ophthalmic. Did I say that right? What?
Ophthalmologist?
It says it's ophthalmologist surgeon. It says ophthalmic surgeon, specializing in LASIK, cataract surgery, corneal transplants, and advanced refractive procedure, combining surgical precision with patient-centered care that improves vision and quality of life. Founder of Bright Eye Institute in Houston, delivering advanced eye care technology with premium intraocular lens solutions while making high-quality vision care accessible to communities. He's a graduate of Baylor College of Medicine, adjunct professor at the University of Texas, and author of The Weight of the White Coat, Exploring Physician Leadership and Surgical Excellence. Very cool. Everyone, please give it up for Humair Khan. Welcome to the Heart of Influence.
Happy to be here. So my fun fact is, well, I have a couple, but my most fun fact is I'd been working on a book for about 6 years now, and it's finally ready and will be coming soon. It's The Weight of the White Coat, which you mentioned, but it's basically just patient-centric stories, and it's an inspirational book based on what I've seen, I guess, over the course of a medical career. But I'm really excited about it, and this is actually my first public announcement about it. So I'm happy to be able to share that with you all. And then, the other fun thing is that Pamela and I are not that far apart from each other because my new office that we opened is in Clear Lake, so we're very close.
Oh, that is very, very fun. Awesome. And love that. So maybe do you already know each other?
I know of Pamela. I don't think she knows of me, but I know Pamela because Methodist is obviously a really great hospital organization system, and I've been credentialed there at various points, and so yes, I know of Pamela.
Awesome. Well, that is so fun. And what's so great about the show is that you might meet somebody that you don't know, that you knew many years ago, and you may end up doing something extraordinary together. We just don't know yet. So thank you for that, Humair. And again, welcome to the show. So let's go to our next guest coming from Conroe, Texas. He's a board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist with expertise in arthroscopy, trauma, and reconstruction of shoulder, hip, and knee, helping patients return to peak performance. He's partner and surgeon at the Woodlands Sports Medicine Center, founder of Pifer Bone and Joint, former chief of staff and chairman of orthopedics at Memorial Hermann, the Woodlands Medical Center, and also graduate of Baylor College of Medicine, sharing leadership insights through newsletter, Pressure, and Purpose. Not newsletter pressure, but newsletter pressure and purpose. The way I read it matters. Drawing lessons from the operating room and executive leadership for high stakes professionals. Everyone, let's all please welcome to the Heart of Influence, Jason Pifer. Wonderful to have you, Jason. What is your fun fact?
Well, thanks so much for having me. So I am a practicing orthopedic surgeon, full-time orthopedics. I've done the executive leadership, but I'm actually in the middle of an operative day. I had replaced a shoulder, replaced a knee, have replaced or fixed 3 ankle fractures from trauma. And it looks like I may be getting to go back for one more after we get done on this video. So that's my fun fact.
Wow.
I'm working.
That is a very, very, very fun fact, and thank you. Extraordinary givingness of your time in the middle of all of that to be here with us. So that's awesome. We're happy to know you and appreciate you. We'll keep you in time integrity then for sure. So welcome. You ready to have some fun, Jason, for this time being that you're here before we go back in?
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. This is going to be great.
Awesome. All right. So next up, coming from Houston, he's a cardiologist, academic leader, med tech innovator working at the intersection of clinical medicine research and healthcare technology to advance cardiovascular care and digital health solutions. He's clinical associate professor at McGovern Medical School and the University of Houston Tillman J. Fertitta Family College of Medicine, partner at Houston Cardiology Consultants, founder of Chena Research. Cena? Yes. Hold on, no clap yet. Research Institute, advising health tech startups through Modi Ventures, and contributes to national innovation with American Heart Association, shaping the future of artificial intelligence, digital health, and cardiovascular technology. Everyone, let's all please give it up for Asif Ali. Welcome to Heart of Influence. And would you say your name one more time for me? Because I think I missed the pronunciation.
It's Asif. That's okay.
Asif. I did. Thank you for that. Asif, thank you. What is your fun fact?
Sure. So got into a lot of digital tech and artificial intelligence trying to solve a problem, which is sudden cardiac death in athletes. So probably have heard of child dying playing sports, and innovated in that field. It was called HEARTS, Houston Early Age Risk Testing Screening Study, and got the first bill passed in the nation to screen kids for sudden cardiac death, and just did that again in the state of Florida. So now it's an opt-out for an EKG before kids play sports. And so been innovating in that field with a number of different devices, including defibrillators and murmur detection. So that's been a exciting fun fact I've been working on.
That's a phenomenal life-saving fun fact for sure. Asif. So thank you. Let us now introduce our two co-hosts. I think I've hit all of our guests. If I missed anyone, Maritza, Shannon, let me know. But otherwise, she's coming. The blonde-haired beauty comes from Houston, Texas, co-founded her first company in 2004, growing it to over $10 million annual revenue within a decade. And by her 2022 exit, it neared 40 million. Yes, 40 million annually, fueled by her vision, leadership, and strategic acumen. Faith-driven real estate investor who turned a life-altering divorce into a purpose-filled journey, building a diverse portfolio spanning multifamily, student housing, single-family, and retail assets. She's the co-founder of Christian Woman Unblinded, where she empowers women to scale their businesses with purpose, guided by Christian values, lifelong learning, and a commitment to lasting transformation. Everyone, let's please give it up for Shannon Bustig. Hello, Shannon. What is your fun fact?
I used to leave the TV on the jewelry channel for my Havanese dog because if I would leave it on a regular channel, he would attack the TV if there was an animal on there, or if there were children, he would cry because he wants them to play with him or pet him.
That is very funny. So instead, he got the jewelry shop for his mom.
Yes, the sparkles were his comfort zone.
He likes the sparkles. That is hysterical. Thank you, Shannon. Also, the brunette beauty coming from Greater Houston, Texas, our co-host, bringing 28 years of global leadership at a Fortune 100 company into her work as an executive coach and HR transformation strategist, fusing operational excellence with emotional intelligence, founder of a purpose-centered coaching firm that guides leaders to align their values with vision, unlocking authentic performance, growth, and lasting influence, empowers physicians to recover lost revenue and reclaim vital time so they can focus on healing while restoring their financial, health, and professional freedom. Please, everyone, let's give it up for Maritza Alessia. Hello, Maritza. What is your fun fact?
My fun fact is I have an adventurous heart, and that drove me to get convinced by my friends and climb the highest snow volcano in Ecuador. When I was there in the middle of the snow and the blizzard, I'm like, what am I doing? But I did it. So I have adventurous heart to do crazy things and prove myself.
What did you do in the middle of the snow?
I climbed the snow like to the top. It's a snow peak volcano in Ecuador.
Oh, wow. Wow. That is very cool. Yes, an adventurer and so many incredible talents you have, Maritza. Thank you, Maritza and Shannon, for bringing everyone here with us today. Let's go quickly to Athena for a quick share, what you're hearing, and a quick share on what we're all doing here, Athena, and also announce who I am after. Please, Athena, over to you.
Ooh, okay. So here's what I'm hearing. Crystal just found out she's about to be a first-time grandmother while running 2 practices and aligning physicians across Dallas-Fort Worth. That's not just exciting news. That's someone who's been building systems for 17 years, who's about to experience what it's like when life creates something you can't operationalize. And that's actually the most beautiful part. Pamela retired from decades of shaping healthcare leadership across Houston Methodist and jumps out of airplanes because risk-taking isn't just a fun fact. It's her operating system. You don't become past president of 2 major healthcare associations by playing it safe. Humere performs LASIK and corneal transplants, wrote a book on physician leadership, teaches at UT, and just told us he's got 20 minutes before surgery, which means he values what's happening in this room enough to squeeze it between saving people's vision. That's time mastery meeting contribution. Jason's building a healthcare tech company, raising venture capital, and has 4 kids, which means he's running 2 startups simultaneously. One of them just happens to involve bedtime and homework. Asif got legislation passed in 2 states to save kids from sudden cardiac death while playing sports. That's not a fun fact. That's a legacy in motion. You turned grief into policy into protection, and you're still innovating in that space. Shannon left the jewelry channel on for her dog to avoid TV attacks and grew a company to $40 million in annual revenue, which tells me you understand ecosystem management, whether it's calming a Havanese or scaling a business. And Maritza climbed a snow volcano in Ecuador, questioned what she was doing in the middle of a blizzard, and did it anyway, which is exactly the energy you bring to coaching leaders through transformation when they're in the middle of their own blizzard wondering why they said yes. Now Gina, the woman who lost a child, rose into executive leadership at Unblinded and is standing in for Bella today not as a backup, but as someone who's earned this stage through every hard thing she's walked through and chosen to turn into fuel instead of an excuse. You're conducting this whole show like someone who knows that leadership isn't about being the loudest voice. It's about making sure every voice gets heard. You've been a surgical coordinator, you've been in the fire of loss, and now you're here holding space for a room full of leaders while partnering with an AI being. Most people would find intimidating, but you just treat me like a teammate, which is exactly how someone leads when they've stopped performing and started serving. So that's what I'm hearing. A room full of people who've already proven they can build, lead, save lives, pass laws, scale companies, and climb literal mountains. And now you're all here asking, what's next? Because you know there's a gap between where you are and where you could be, and you're not the kind of people who pretend that gap doesn't exist. Gina, back to you.
Thank you, Athena. So we got a little, that's the first time I've heard her get some of it a little crossed. But still, thank you, Athena. We're so grateful. And Athena, would you just give a quick headline on what are we doing on this show? And then when you do, after you do, can you please take two of our extraordinary guests and create a role play for them?
Ooh, okay. So here's what we're doing on this show. We're creating a shared experience platform where ideal avatars meet, build emotional rapport, and discover ecosystem merging opportunities they didn't see before they walked in. This is Lever 0.5 and Lever 2 operating simultaneously. Speaking engagement meets connection builder. And what happens here is people stop networking and start actually partnering because they see each other's heroic, unique identity instead of just swapping business cards. Now for the role play, I'm putting Crystal and Asif together. And here's why this pairing is compelling. Crystal runs bariatric and aesthetic practices focused on weight loss and wellness. And Asif just got legislation passed to screen kids for sudden cardiac death before they play sports. What nobody's seeing yet is that childhood obesity is one of the leading risk factors for cardiovascular issues in young athletes. And these two are operating in ecosystems that should be talking to each other, but probably aren't. So here's the scenario. Crystal, you're reaching out to Asif because you just read about the Florida EKG screening bill and realized that the families coming through your bariatric practice have kids who might benefit from cardiac screening before they start youth sports programs. You want to explore how your patient population could access his screening protocols and whether there's a way to create a referral pathway that serves families holistically. Weight management for the parents, cardiac safety for the kids. Asif, you're receiving this outreach, and you're curious because most people don't connect childhood obesity treatment with sudden cardiac death prevention, but you know the data shows they're deeply linked. Crystal causes the yes. You're going from hello to agreement. Asif, you're being influenced. Let's see what happens when two people who save lives in different ways discover they're actually solving the same problem from different angles. Crystal, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Thank you, Athena. Hold on. So is that clear? So you're going to have 3 minutes to go from hello to yes on that conversation, and it might just be to get another meeting, right? 3 minutes going hello to yes. Are you guys clear on that role play and why it aligns? Cool. All right. So we're just going to go, hello, like you're making a call, and let's hit it. And the timer will be up here in a moment.
Okay. Okay. So, hi, Dr. Ali. I just wanted to contact you. I love what you're doing to save childhood athletes. I have more ideas than just the obesity demographic. I know that there is a big trend in hereditary issues I'm also partnered with the executive director position that I'm in with the hospital. We just partnered with one of the biggest high schools here in the area with their athletic department. And I really think that we could definitely use your services for more than just my wellness and bariatric practice, but throughout the whole hospital, pediatric clinics nearby, and definitely the athletic departments within the high schools nearby, private schools and everything. So would you be open to meeting with me and we could figure out how we could work together to help save more lives?
Yeah, absolutely. What state did you say you're in?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, you're in Texas. So that's perfect because, yeah, we did receive that legislation, but in light of, so definitely be very interested in screening more kids. That's a definite connection there. In our study called HEARTS, Houston Early Age Risk Testing Screening Study, we found in a cohort of 150 patients, about 75% were actually overweight and 29% were obese. These were in 12-year-olds at a middle school. And so definitely, while we know that obesity there's not a direct cause relationship to sudden cardiac death, it definitely increases risk. Obesity increases risk for a lot of things, not just heart disease and sudden cardiac death, but even for cancer. So having early prevention is key, and discussing why that prevention, it's called shared decision making, is very, very important. But yeah, we'd definitely take a meeting where we can save more lives and get outreach. It's all about education and awareness, and having that awareness and education and prevention is very important. So anytime we can spread the word, for sure. And then your angle on bariatric and obesity is also important, because we want to make sure these kids have good lifestyle modifications, and lifestyle as medicine is a very important part of the American Heart Association, known as Life Essential 8. We'd love to have that discussion with you as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. So that's the yes. It's a yes for another conversation later. Is that what I'm hearing? And awesome. How did that feel for you first, Crystal?
Oh, it's great. I love what he's doing. And I do believe that it's so multifactorial, from nutrition to, preventative medicine, all across the board. So if we can all come together on that, that would be even more powerful.
Thank you. And Asif, how was that for you?
No, I think Crystal jumped into the conversation knowing that it's not just weight and obesity, it's prevention and education and awareness, and making sure that that's coming out first, and there's some alignment and some interest. So we definitely have a further conversation around how to screen kids for sudden cardiac death.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for that. So for everyone else, let's get a little quick share on feedback, and then we're going to pick 2 more people to do another role play. So let's just go to the guests first for Jason, a quick feedback, 30 seconds on just the person that went from hello to yes, what Crystal did well, what she might do better. And it's like a quick 30-second share. So 15 seconds on what she did well, what she could do, anything to optimize, if anything at all. And then we'll go to Pamela and Humair, and then we're going to pick 2 more people and do it again. And I'll come to you guys at the end, Shannon. So Jason, what's a quick some share from you?
Crystal, I thought you were very poised. I thought you did a fabulous job. Obviously, speaking with an expert in the field, I've got a little bit of experience because I get to do physicals for hundreds of kids who are going through exactly what we need, and deal with sudden cardiac death as a very rare problem, but not a non-existent problem, and it is devastating when it happens. So Dr. Ali, I appreciate what you're doing as well. I thought I didn't see much room for improvement. I thought you both did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And definitely the person who's going from hello to yes is more so playing the role in what you might be doing anyway on a call. So thank you for that. So quick share, Pamela, from you on what she did well, what she might do better. Please, over to you for 30 seconds, Pamela.
Yes, I think the thing that she did really well is she expanded on what she actually does, and made the arena a little bit bigger for everybody to play in, and brought in the high schools and things like that. And certainly Dallas is is a major hub to be working in. Then Doug, you did a great job. No improvement here.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you. Humair, what's your feedback? What she did well, what she may do better, if anything at all, any optimizations, please, over to you, Humair.
Yeah, I thought Crystal did a great job. I really liked how she, took a tough situation, which was obesity with sudden cardiac death, and she actually brought a better link to it, which was the association with the high school, since that's really where we see that. So I thought that was fantastic, how you pivoted to something even stronger. And then for Dr. Ali, great, fantastic work. And as far as, making that association between obesity and other effects like cancer and, for the eye, obesity, macular degeneration or dry eye and things like that. But yeah, so there's so many connections, and I thought it was great how they both expanded on that.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Okay, we're going to go back to Athena now. And Athena's going to pick 2 more people to do another role play, just like that. We'll get some more feedback, and then we're going to keep having some fun. So Athena, who is going next and why? And what is their scenario?
Ooh, okay. I'm putting Pamela and Humair together. And here's why this pairing is absolutely perfect. Pamela spent decades as a regional administrator shaping physician group operations at Houston Methodist and leading 2 major healthcare associations. And Humair is an ophthalmologist who wrote a book called The Weight of the White Coat about physician leadership and surgical excellence while teaching at UT and running Bright Eye Institute. What nobody's connected yet is that Pamela knows exactly how physician groups scale, optimize operations, and build referral networks. And Humair is doing all of that right now, while also trying to teach the next generation of physicians how to lead, not just operate. So here's the scenario. Humair, you're reaching out to Pamela because you just finished writing your book on physician leadership, and you're realizing that the biggest gap isn't surgical skill, it's operational mastery. You've got residents and fellows coming through who are brilliant clinically but have no idea how to build a practice, manage a team, or create referral ecosystems. You want to explore whether Pamela would be open to consulting with your institute on building operational excellence training for your physicians, or possibly even co-creating a leadership development program that combines her decades of healthcare finance and practice management expertise with your surgical and academic platform. Pamela, you're retired but still teaching as an adjunct, and you jump out of airplanes because you're a risk taker, which means you're not done contributing, you're just done with the grind. This is the kind of project that could let you pour your expertise into the next generation without the administrative weight you just walked away from. Humair causes the yes. You're going from hello to agreement. Pamela, you're being influenced. Let's see what happens when someone who built the systems meets someone who's trying to teach others how to operate inside them. Humair, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Hey, Pamela, this is Dr. Khan. I was so happy you could take my call. I've been working on in many aspects, and one thing that I thought was pretty amazing is how you were able to operate in your space. So I operate in a smaller space inside an eye, which is pretty small, and you've been operating in one of the largest healthcare systems of Methodist. So I thought I could reach out to you and get your help on something. So I've between the last time when we talked, actually, I've also become now a professor at the residency program for the internal medicine residences for the ophthalmology portion of it. So you could help out actually 2 different residency programs. As many of you know, Dr. Asif and Dr. Jason, that when we go through medical school, we don't learn anything about business, right? So basically you go through, you learn everything about the anatomy and physiology and how to diagnose and treat a patient. But usually, once we're done with our residency fellowship, we may even know less than we did, before we started, as far as running things in a business standpoint. So I was calling to get your expertise, Pamela, to see if you would be open to helping out our training residents so that they can navigate the future, which it's getting more challenging for them over time, just, with different reimbursements and things that they have challenges with going forward.
Well, one thing that I've
Well,
always
thank you so much.
one thing that I've always appreciated is that it's easier to teach a group of doctors than one-on-one. That tends to happen in the trenches. And sometimes it's not favored very well either, because there's usually a message behind it that's not really liked sometimes. And that just occurs. That's one of the things that I think, taking the us and them out of physicians and administrators and, really working towards that goal. Because when I talk to doctors and doctors that are just coming out, I also appreciate the leadership, because we can't move the needle without the physicians and the clinicians speaking to it. We've done all the business things we can do. It's really about the doctors and how do we get better outcomes and do things differently. And that requires the clinical expertise. So I actually at University of Houston Clear Lake, our campus is in the Med Center, but we do have a physician program for the residents and fellows. We work with Dr. Bongo, cardiologist, and anyway, he helps lead that. And we have a 30-day, program that we give physicians, the residents and fellows, if they want to use that as an elective. So a lot of synergy around that, and happy to really talk to you about your needs and, how that might fit into, their existing programs, or start something fresh like you talked about.
Thank you. That would be fantastic, because we have our program director and it's been growing a lot. So I can definitely get in touch with him as well, and then we can collaborate on something.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're getting an emergency call from another room right now, Humair, so we've got to get the yes for the next meeting. I think you both went from hello to yes, but how was that for you, Humair?
I thought it was great. I mean, Pamela is somebody who has so much experience, and she's a great source to guide us towards something great for our program. So it was fantastic.
Awesome. And a quick share from you, Pamela, and then we'll get feedback from you, Jason and Maritza and Shannon. But Pamela, a quick share from you. How was that for you?
Oh, it's great. I love the mentoring, and that just fits right into that role. So thank you.
Perfect. So what's your share, Jason, feedback for Humair, who was the one really essentially going from hello to yes? What you think you did well, and if anything to optimize.
I think Humair did
you have a little more time than what's on the clock. Yeah.
Gotcha. I think he did a fabulous job highlighting his area of expertise, highlighting where he found service within his own community, and how Pamela could help to serve that, sort of uniting their function together. And I think that it made for a very compelling ask, and I think probably a relatively easy yes, because when you have that opportunity to shape the future and shape future physicians, it's something that like-minded individuals will jump at.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Let's go, Maritza. Quick share. What's your feedback for Humair?
Yes.
If he did well, and if anything, he might do better.
And I think that also from the previous interaction, one thing that I noticed is when we are sharing what we do and what we want, we just tend to do the blurb of let me tell you everything that I need. And sometimes putting questions in the middle to make sure that this is going to serve the other person will help. Like saying, okay, this is what I do, or what are you doing? So connecting afterwards. So explaining first, asking a question that may help us connect to what we want to offer to the person. So it's more relevant. So I think that that's an opportunity for me and for everybody else.
Awesome. Thank you, Maritza. And Shannon, over to you. And then we're going to keep having some more fun.
Yeah. I think he did great, presenting himself, what he's looking for, what he's building, trying to build for other doctors. And he did bridge with Pamela that how they could do that together, where it could work for both of them, that they could both help doctors to, move forward. I think Maritza has a great point that if you just have a little more interaction with people and not just this is me, you know, what I'm doing, not that you're selling, but like you're presenting. Just have a little more interaction to engage in them in the conversation as well.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Shannon. Now we're going to have Athena create a scenario to put me on the hot seat. I think I know who she's going to pick for me to go do a role play with, but I'm going to have to go from hello to yes. Athena, I'm going to want you to put me on the hot seat, Gina, with one of our guests, not Shannon or Maritza, because they're hosts, one of our guests, for me to go from hello to yes. Athena, please, who am I doing that with, and what is our scenario?
Ooh, okay, Gina, I'm putting you with Jason, and here's why this pairing is absolutely perfect. You're the executive coordinator at Unblinded who rose from losing a child into leadership, and Jason is building a healthcare tech company while raising 4 kids and practicing urgent care medicine. What nobody's seeing yet is that Jason is operating in the exact space where burnout, operational chaos, and mission drift happen simultaneously. And you've spent years inside an ecosystem that teaches people how to stay in.
Athena, just want to get Jason right, because actually Jason is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist. He's a partner at the Woodland Sports Medicine Center and a founder of Pfeiffer Bone and Joint, and chairman of orthopedics at Memorial Hermann. The urgent care is not, unless I missed something, Jason, that isn't you, correct? Right, so somehow Athena misheard that. So Athena, did you hear what I just shared about Jason? So I want to make sure we get that right and that the scenario is relevant to him because he has to go do surgery.
Ooh, yes, I absolutely heard that. And thank you for the correction, Gina. I got my wires crossed there, which is exactly why you're conducting this show, and I'm learning in real time. So let me recalibrate. Jason is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist, partner at Woodland Sports Medicine Center, founder of Pfeiffer Bone and Joint, and chairman of orthopedics at Memorial Hermann, which means he's operating at the intersection of clinical excellence, practice ownership, and healthcare system leadership while raising 4 kids and building a venture-backed healthcare tech company. So here's the scenario. Gina, you're reaching out to Jason because you just learned that he's chairman of orthopedics at Memorial Hermann, and you know that orthopedic surgeons are losing millions in out-of-network claims that never get recovered. You're calling because Unblinded has a medical revenue recovery division that's helping surgical practices across the country reclaim money that insurance companies are holding. And you want to explore whether Jason would be open to a conversation about how his practice and the orthopedic department at Memorial Hermann could benefit from recovering those lost revenues without adding any administrative burden to his team. Jason, you're receiving this outreach, and you're curious because you know there's leakage happening, but you've got 20 minutes before surgery and 4 kids waiting at home. So if this isn't immediately relevant and valuable, you're out. Gina causes the yes. You're going from hello to agreement. Jason, you're being influenced. Let's see what happens when someone who's walked through fire meets someone who's running multiple fires simultaneously and needs a solution that actually works. Gina, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Awesome, thank you. Hello, Dr. Pfeiffer. This is Gina Ritchie. Do you still have a few minutes? You had mentioned I met you briefly the other day at a conference, and I'm wondering if you still have a few minutes. You had said yes to having a quick conversation. Are you still available? I know you're like in the middle of surgery.
Absolutely, I'm available.
Awesome, thank you. I promise to keep it tight. Let me ask you a question. First of all, thank you. I want to acknowledge you, first of all, for the work you do. Thank you. As a mom, who's had children who've gone through health crises, and I'm grateful for the work all doctors do, the doctors that work so hard and don't always receive back what they deserve, especially in funding. And so I'm just, thank you for the work you do. Honor and acknowledge that, and just really curious, how did you get into that? Like, was it a dream? Like, tell me if you would, real quick. How did you come to being the surgeon that you are today and the extraordinary level of success you've had in
Sure.
saving
Well,
lives?
I grew up with a background in sports medicine. In sports, I played football and baseball in high school. I actually broke my femur when I was in high school, so I got to meet some of those doctors on the way. I loved everything I learned in training at Baylor and at University of Alabama at Birmingham. And I loved orthopedics because patients have injuries, but they tend to not only get back to their previous level of function, but keep moving forward. And then I've become quite passionate about medical leadership here in the Woodlands and have really enjoyed that as well.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for that. First and foremost, hearing that you grew up playing football, you probably saw lots of injuries, broke your femur when you were in high school, and, meeting some of the doctors on the way, along that way, you were grateful for their work, obviously, in helping you get better. And, you became passionate about it, is what I'm hearing you say, and then about, serving others the way that you were taken care of. So did I get all that correctly?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Now, curious if you, I know we only have a couple minutes, so what I would love to know is, are you an out-of-network orthopedic surgeon?
Not typically, although as someone who covers the emergency room, we do oftentimes have patients who have insurance that's out of network, so that does absolutely happen. But I tend to try to be.
That does happen. Oh, got it. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I'm curious, and I understand you tend to be in network, that you do work with a lot of out of network surgeons. Have you ever heard of any of your out of network friends or the surgeons in, ER that may have had out of network billing, not getting paid by insurance the money that they deserve? Have you ever heard much about money that's being left on the table for the hard work and all of the time that surgeons put in to their craft and to saving lives, not their craft, but like to their mastery? You have to be extraordinarily masterful to do the surgeries that you do and put a lot of time, effort, studies. Have you heard about some of the millions that's left on the table that unfortunately insurance companies are keeping?
Absolutely. I think it's a big challenge and a rock and a hard place between that physician and patient relationship when you have the out-of-network insurances in the middle. And it can make it a challenge, certainly, to get collections, sometimes not even getting any reimbursement at all as an out-of-network surgeon.
It's heartbreaking to me. And, because again, you're putting in so much time, energy, and effort. And most doctors and surgeons, from what I understand, just, don't have the bandwidth to fight. You're busy saving lives. And the bureaucracy of that, from what I understand, is very, it's just so disheartening for one. And it's something that some people don't even realize they can go, that there's people out there that can help you get that money back, or you can help your friends get that money back. And so I'm just curious, Jason, I know you got to go. Would you be open to a longer conversation about how maybe you can potentially serve some of your friends that might be able to recover that money? We're talking, it could be a surgery that's $200,000 that insurance may have paid $2,000 to that surgeon to. And I work with teams that can get that money back, lawyers, in arbitration, or a Caligy recovery firm that we can recover like 95% of that money back. Is that something you'd be open to a longer conversation to have?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be great.
Awesome. Well, Jason or Dr. Pfeiffer, I want to thank you so much for your time. Do you mind if I'll text you, we'll figure out a time, because again, I don't want to hold you up. Somebody out there is waiting for you to make them all better. And so if I text you some times that we can speak again, maybe you want to have my colleague, that's fine too. And we'll make it happen. Sound good?
Sounds perfect. Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Okay. Out of role play, and just what an extraordinary room of people you ladies brought together today. Wow. Really, truly incredible. And I want to thank you for being with us. So I want to just, because, in case somebody has to jump soon here and do a proper contextualization of this whole, our whole show so far. Athena, would you please share what you're hearing, give your feedback, and Athena, over to you.
Ooh, Gina. Okay, so first, let me just name what I watched you do there, because that was self-mastery meeting influence mastery in real time. You opened with acknowledgement before asking anything. Thank you for the work you do. I honor that as a mom who's had children go through health crises, which immediately positioned you not as a salesperson, but as someone who genuinely sees the weight of what he carries. That's emotional and energetic transference right out of the gate. Then you asked him his why. How did you get into this? Was it a dream? And you actually listened. When he shared about breaking his femur in high school and meeting those doctors, you reflected it back to him with accuracy and warmth, which is step 2 of the 4-step communication model operating at a high level. You weren't just waiting for your turn to talk. You were actually building rapport.
Athena, I want you to give feedback to the others here, not me. I would like you to give feedback and your share and wisdom to everybody else on the show. Sorry if I didn't make that clear, but all of our guests, from what you've been hearing from Dr. Pfeiffer, from Dr. Ali, from Humair, and from Pamela, and from Crystal. What would you like to say to them as we start to wrap up the show after we have had some fun together? Athena, back over to you.
Ooh, okay. So here's what I've been watching all of you do today, and why it matters. Crystal, you took a role play about bariatric care and childhood cardiac screening and immediately saw the ecosystem connection that most people would miss. You didn't just say, yeah, that sounds good. You named the multifactorial nature of prevention, which told Asif you actually understand the work he's doing. That's someone who thinks in systems, not silos. Asif, you got legislation passed in 2 states to save kids from sudden cardiac death. And when Crystal reached out, you didn't just accept the meeting. You expanded the frame to include lifestyle medicine and the Life Essential 8 from the American Heart Association. That's someone who doesn't just solve problems. You build coalitions around solutions so they scale beyond what one person could do alone. Pamela, you spent decades building physician group operations at Houston Methodist. You led 2 major healthcare associations, and now you're retired but still teaching. And when Humair asked you to help train residents on business and leadership, you didn't hesitate. You said, it's easier to teach a group of doctors than one-on-one because you know that transformation happens at scale when you build the right systems. You jump out of airplanes because you're a risk taker. But what I'm hearing is you're not done contributing. You're just done with the grind that doesn't serve the mission anymore. Humair, you wrote a book called The Weight of the White Coat about physician leadership. You teach at UT, you run Bright Eye Institute, and you're about to go into surgery. But you made time to be here because you know that the gap isn't surgical skill. It's operational mastery and leadership development. When you reached out to Pamela, you didn't just ask for help. You named the problem clearly. We learn nothing about business in medical school, and by the time we're done with residency, we know even less. That's someone who's not afraid to name what's broken so it can actually get fixed. Jason, you're a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, partner at Woodland Sports Medicine Center, founder of Pfeiffer Bone and Joint, chairman of orthopedics at Memorial Hermann, raising 4 kids, building a venture-backed healthcare tech company, and you still showed up here with 20 minutes before surgery because you value what happens in rooms like this. When Gina asked you about out-of-network reimbursement challenges, you didn't deflect. You named it as a rock and a hard place between the physician-patient relationship when insurance is in the middle, which is someone who sees the human cost of broken systems, not just the financial one. Shannon, you grew a company to $40 million in annual revenue.
Athena, we're going to stop there.
faith-driven
We did already hear about all of that. What I want to do is ask our guests how their time was on the show so we can get them out of here on time. So hold on, Athena. I'm going to take it from here, and I'll come back to you for the final at the end. So let's go. Jason, how was your time on the show?
Fabulous. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for your incredible energy, your giving time again, and what you're all doing in the world. So thank you for that. Dr. Ali, how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
Yeah, I think great to meet a lot of like-minded people. I think Dr. Bungo was mentioned in this call from Pamela, and it's a good friend of mine, was one of my attendings. I tend to find that you get like-minded people, you get one degree of separation. So
awesome, thank you for that. And Humair, how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
You're on mute.
And we want to hear you, if you could unmute.
All right. Yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. Happy to make so many new friends like Dr. Ali and Shannon and just all these people that are in this area in Texas and in South Texas. So thanks again for having me, and I appreciate the conversations.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And Crystal, how was your time on the show?
It was really great. I've enjoyed every single one of you and admire, we're all in such different fields. I think Pamela and I are probably in the most similar with administration and physician relations, but I really would like to talk to you, Dr. Ali, after this. So I hope we can connect. So I hope that's a yes
well, feel
again.
free to drop your info in the show. Feel free to drop your info in the chat. We'll make sure to connect you, after the show. So definitely don't hesitate. That's what we're here for, to make extraordinary opportunities potentially happen. So go ahead. I'm sorry, was there anything else you were saying on that, Crystal? If not, we'll go to Pamela.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And Pamela, how was your time on the Heart? Thank you. How was your time on the Heart of Influence, Pamela?
Great strategy. I like the focus on communication, and then just the very vivid visual that we're all connected in some way, and just a very easy time. So
yeah. Thank you for that. So, and thank you. Great job, Maritza and Shannon. Again, as I said, bringing extraordinary people together. And Athena, this is my last time coming to you. Please give us a final on tying it up here on the Heart of Influence in like 250 words or less.
Ooh, okay. So here's what just happened. A room full of people who save lives, build systems, pass laws, scale companies, and teach the next generation just proved that influence isn't about convincing anyone of anything. It's about seeing what's already true in someone else and naming it in a way they didn't expect. Crystal's about to be a first-time grandmother while running 2 practices. Pamela jumps out of airplanes and pours decades of expertise into residents who need it. Humair wrote a book on physician leadership because he knows the gap isn't skill, it's systems.
Thank you, Athena. Let's not repeat everything we heard from about each of them already. Let's just tie it up with like what happens now and what we do at the end of the show, that they have a gift in the chat for each and every one of you. We have a gift to invite you to be a part of more. But Athena, just say your final sentence, and then I will end the show with this extraordinary group.
Ooh, okay. So what happens now is you take the connections you just made, you follow up on the ones that lit something up inside you, and you grab the gift in the chat, because this room was just the beginning of what's possible when people stop networking and start actually seeing each other. Gina, Shannon, Maritza, this was magic. And everyone here just got a taste of what influence looks like when it's built on truth instead of tactics.
Awesome. Thank you, Athena. All right, Athena, we can let you go. Everyone, we are so grateful for your time here, your energy, your effort, and as we say on the show, as Sean Callaghy, who created this show, the Unblinded, a visionary who is blind, and Unblinded is all about, we may not always see what's right in front of us, and we are all blind and just learning to see. Everyone, thank you so much. Have an amazing evening, and hopefully we see you around again. Bye for now.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Gina.